رجع اين فني من الشطفات تسويش معيون ماسي اين فنيم زي ما صليت من هاج ماسي يا الله
كانت مضروب دير بالك شيخ
عم تخبي راسك لا يضرب
كتفين تسمع انت حركة خط اسرائيلي رجع
خبطت في الفيل
اسف ماشي
راسي
When I studied law, and I knew that when there is an allegation that a person was killed because he was shot directly in the chest, and we have a corpse, we have a dead person, that was, as far as I understood and studied, enough for an investigation to be launched. If you have a footage of the shooting, well, that's even better. I mean, that means that we will know who's the shooter and what was exactly the position of the victim and the assailant. In the Abu Rahma case, we have 3 different cameras documenting the killing from 3 angles. And yet, the military police and the military prosecution decided not to launch an investigation.
Okay, so this I think for me is the single most important frame in all of the documentation of this case. It's a de-interlaced video still from David Reeb's footage. It shows the flight path of the canister that hit Bassem Abu Rahma, who was standing right by David. It's one frame taken out of the footage, but I think it's crucial because this really was the way we managed to really reconstruct the scene. It's a 40mm tear gas canister, but it's also, it has an extended range. It's quite a heavy aluminium base, like an interior aluminium and a very, very hard plastic covering. From our analysis of the video footage and all of the information we have on the individual demonstration that Bassem Abu Rahma was killed in, as far as we're concerned, we question even the decision, the initial decision to even use tear gas against the Palestinian protesters in that scenario. David Reeb's videography style is to film very large chunks of footage. He kind of just keeps going. He doesn't stop and start. And you can really see that he follows the demonstration, the parade, going throughout, throughout the village and reaching the barrier. And it's a continuous shot. You can really see there was no Palestinian violence. We have 2 other cameras that were capturing the events. The first is by Bassem Hamed, a Palestinian resident of Bil'in, who's also a kind of a news photographer. And another videographer who was actually a B'Tselem volunteer called Abu Rahma was filming further from the back. Remember that at the time we did the research, we didn't have access to the other end. And so we had to use aerial photographs, we had to use various other measurements like GIS measurements in order to ascertain the distance. Bassem actually stood here and David Reeves stood with him because it was quite a good position for filming as well. And they could see obviously what was happening.
מיד תבואו! תביאו לו רופא! מהר! חובש ואמבולנס מיד תביאו! תחמור! מישהו פצוע חזק, קשה! בואו כבר!
When you look at the approximate position of the soldiers, you see that it's almost on a plane. We're more or less on the same kind of level.
They watched the videos that we've supplied them with, the 3 videos, and they have tailored this bizarre explanation, this bizarre narrative that the shooter has shot according to the regulations in 60 degrees to the ground. And because the canister hit the highest wire of the separation fence, it changed course, changed angle, and hit Bassem on the chest. I called it back then cartoon physics. 60 degrees, even if the soldier stands very close to the fence, would go above the fence. And because the canister, type of canister that we're dealing with, has the capability of flying almost 500 meters, 400 meters or so, and Bassem was standing about 20 meters from the soldiers. That means that he was shot point blank directly in an angle that is parallel to the ground.
Even if we don't know the shooter's exact location, but we know that there were only these people present. So in the end, it actually points to only one individual. But the army claims that they don't know who the shooter was.
The case of the Bassem was very tragic. Of course it's tragic, a person was killed, a young person was killed. But he was killed protesting against a war that, while he was protesting, was already declared illegal by the Supreme Court of the State of Israel. And the army would not abide to the ruling. It took 4 years and 2 contempt of court motions that were successful before the Israeli army has implemented the order of the Israeli Supreme Court to remove the fence from this location on the lands of Bil'in. I filed the petition on behalf of the village council of Bil'in and several landowners in 2004, and in 2007 the court has ruled in our favor, actually upholding all our arguments that the route was motivated by expansionist ideas for the nearby settlement. It was only in July of 2011 that eventually the route was changed and the fence that was so demonstrated against was removed. But during that time, the Abu Rahma brothers, brother and sister, were killed. Jawahir Abu Rahma was killed. She was suffocated by tear gas in a Friday demonstration in Bil'in. And the videos that there were of this demonstration had not captured her. The IDF spokesperson immediately alleged that it's all a lie, that she was never in the demonstration, just because the several cameras that were there did not capture her there. So today it's not only that the camera and the documentation of the events can help and provide more evidence, but the absence of, it's almost a negative proof that nothing happened.
when we going witness in the Israeli military courts, witness about people, they charge him like throwing stones or violent or pushing soldiers or treat soldiers or anything like this. But because we filming and we have the videos, we take our videos and we go into the court directly. Many people was released. They are lucky because they have people filming them when the soldiers start the action or to start the violence against them. And you know, it's like soldiers, if you want to lie, it's okay, but people here cannot say to the court anything because the soldiers is coming to be witness against you in the court. But now we have like the small technology what we have, it's like the witness in the same time, the camera, I mean.
When we submit material to the Israeli police force, for example, or to the military police, we always make sure we submit the full file, so all of the rushes that were filmed. We never cut bits. If for some reason there needs to be any kind of editing work done, we will make sure we explain that.
When you look at the faces of judges, when they look at videos, you understand that videos have a huge impact. And yet, even the videos today, more and more judges, more and more lawyers understand that even videos do not tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.